Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm Purya and today we're gonna look at some behind the scenes of the mods I have made. If you haven't seen any of the mods I made, be sure to click on the thing that just appeared right here. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna show you how I made my sprites for the mods. So be sure to watch this video until the end so you don't miss anything. Also, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Helps me a lot to do more videos like this. Enough talking now, let's get into the video. Alright, now for the tutorial. The first thing you're gonna do is to open up Steam and launch SFM. Simple, right? Then you make a new session and load the black map. The next thing you do is to load the model you want to make the sprites for. I'm not teaching basic SFM animating stuff, so be sure to watch tutorials on how to animate. Next up, I'll apply a rig to my character. This way I can animate the torso very easily. Then you should pose the idle of your character in the way you want it to be. Now I'm just gonna partition my shots so I can animate the movements. I usually use 12 frames for the idle and 8 frames for each movement animation. It can be whichever frames you want, but this is the ideal frames for me. Next up, you're gonna quickly animate your idle. You can take reference for your animation from the original FNF sprite sheets. Now, when we were finished with the idle animation, we're gonna get to posing our model for the note movements. Your character should be moving in the same direction as the note. Like if it's left, your character should be looking and moving to the left. If it's right, your character should be looking and moving to the right, and so on. Now, you start animating the movements. There we go. Now we have some juicy looking animations for a sprite sheet. After that, you're gonna do the lighting. Keep in mind that the lighting has to fit your stage/background, else it won't look so good. Now this is looking nice. Next up, we're gonna need to remove the black background and make it transparent. Unfortunately, you can't just export your animations with a transparent background like Blender or Minimator. So we'll have to use green screens. Simply just add your green screen to the back of your character. Now one important thing that you're gonna have to keep in mind is to use a different green screen color when your character color matches the background color. Like Phantom Freddy is green, so I can't use a green screen. I need to change it up to pink. Just like that, I'll apply the screen to every other shot. Now if you look closely, there are some blur things in our character when it moves. We don't want that, because it'll mess up the sprite sheet. So I'll just simply right click on the screen, choose render settings, and disable motion blur. There we go. Now it's time to export our animation. You have to export it as movie. Then you'll choose the place it's gonna save. And in the export section, you're gonna change movie to image sequence. Then we'll change the duration to selected shots, because we don't want anything else to be exported. Now we'll open Adobe Animate or the FNF Spritesheet exporter, but it's easier in Adobe Animate, so I'll just open that up. Next, I'm opening my FNF that sample pack, which I've made myself to export my spreadsheets. But you can just make 5 samples and name them idle, left, right, up and down. It's simple really. You'll just have to change it up in Psychengine. Then I'll drag my frames one by one and I'll put them inside the Adobe Animate screen. When I was done, you can see that all of them are now perfectly placed inside the samples. The next thing is to select them all, right click and choose Generate Spreadsheet. After that, this screen shows up. When you zoom out, its dimensions are either very small or very big. But there's no problem, you can just adjust them with these buttons right here. Then you'll choose a directory which usually should be mods/images/characters. And you shall click export now. Then if you open up your game, go to character editor and search your character's name, it will appear right up. Now I'll just do some adjusting and I'll save it to mods/characters. Now we still have this pink background behind it. We don't want that. So I'll just open up Photoshop and drag my image into it. Now to remove that, I'll click on select and pick the color range option. Then I'll choose the background color and press OK. Now I just delete the selected parts. But if you look closely, there are still some pink leftovers on the sprite. So I'll just go inside GIMP and remove the pink color completely. When you are done, you'll just choose a random song, press 7, go on song, press the opponent bar and find your character. Select it and press enter. Done. Now you have the perfect 3D sprites for your mod. Now, watch Phantom Freddy singing MILF for 20 seconds because of the funny. Now, you may ask something. Why is there so much space between every single frame? Well, it's because I showed you the easiest way to do that. I never do this myself. If you want your sprite to look like this, then you'll have to follow these steps. First off, you should select every single frame and drag it into Photoshop. Then you'll have to press select, color range, and select your frame's background color. Then you'll remove it and press image, trim, and remove all the transparent background. After that, you press Ctrl+S and save it. Then you do the same thing for 44 times until you run out of frames. After that, you insert them into Adobe Animate, but now look how it looks like. Yeah, this happens always. Now for fixing that, you'll have to find a spot of your animation that doesn't move at all. Like, I'll choose the tip of his toe. Then I'll enable the onion skin option. This way you can see that it's showing the previous frames too. Just like that, you can adjust the frames like this. And it'll fix the problem. But now you have to do the same thing for every single movement. The more the frames, the more you're suffering. Also keep in mind that I did this step 72 times to make every spreadsheet for versus FNAF 2. So I guess that explains why it took so long. Thank you for watching, everyone. Be sure to check out my other videos, and just like I said earlier, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, you might want to check out the other people who helped me with versus FNAF 2 in my description, and join my Discord. Love y'all, bye!